Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. Hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things you love. Johnny and I are here with you for another hour, a sharp hour. Got to be out there by 5 p.m. Johnny's got things to do. And I've had things to do, which is why we are starting now. Guys, do us a favour, as we're going to talk about all of last night's fixtures. Did Big Ange, did he put together a bit of a performance over in Betis? I think he might have done. Forest fans are vindicated. Maybe 2-2. Didn't get the win, but was dominant in that game. Very interesting. Tottenham beat Doncaster. We've got also performances to review from Manchester City, from Arsenal, from Newcastle. The draw, the big draw last night, late last night, saw Tottenham get the very, very difficult away trip to Newcastle in the next round. We're going to talk about all of that. We've also got the predicciones from last weekend's Premier League, which we haven't got round to doing yet. And I think we're going to have to find time tomorrow to put in this weekend's predicciones before we get into another round of, I think we're not far away from the next international break. It's a nightmare. Guys, do us a favour to get us through that nightmare. Smash the like button for us if you enjoy the content. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. All you got to do, by the way, if you want to join the chat, is rub the sub and hit the notification bell. Drop the comments as well, thick and fast. Let us know what your thoughts are as we go through today's show. A couple of last bits of admin for you guys. Please also, if you do happen to like walking the wipe and listening to podcasts at the same time, then when on one of those podcast formats, check out Football Inc. Search for Football Inc. or go downstairs and find the link in the description for Spotify, where you can watch the show, and also Apple Pods, where you can listen to it. Give us a 5-star rating if you would be so kind. We really appreciate that. And lastly, guys, today's show is sponsored by OK Jersey, where you can get all of your gear that you might be interested in getting. Best prices in town and an 8% discount at checkout using code FINK right below Johnny's left arm over there. Please, guys, do us a favor and, check them out. Check them out. Johnny, how are you, my man?
All good, all good. Went down to Spurs Doncaster last night. It was great to see such a fantastic turnout from the Doncaster supporters. Shows you just how important these games are to the lower leagues and integral to development. I thought Doncaster were fabulous last night. I thought they put up a really good show, considering how many players they dropped and how many players they changed for that game last night. And it was good to see Ajay making his contribution for them. They did a very, very good job. He did a very good job. Yeah, it was a good thing. I think apart from Manchester United, Grimsby, and maybe the Burnley result, I think the big teams are taking it a little bit more seriously this year, Sean. Would you say?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I just think it's a decent opportunity for an outcome, and for a decent outcome, it's not that many games to get to the final. And look, you know, it's as disruptive as any other sort of. I would make the argument, Johnny, for what it's worth, despite there being, I think, one fewer round to have to navigate than the FA Cup, I believe. I think there's one fewer round. At the same time, though, I would make the argument that it's actually a more difficult cup to win if everyone plays their full-strength team and takes it seriously than the FA Cup, because the FA Cup gets its own dedicated weekends for the 3rd, 4th, and I think the 5th round. And so, whereas the Carabao Cup, you have to do it midweek, you know, and especially if you're doing European football at the same time, then you've got all of these extra disruptions, all of these extra, 2 games a week thing. And so it becomes quite problematic. So, and there's a 2-legged semi-final, which there isn't in the FA Cup. So, to me, I think the Carabao Cup should have a little bit more prestige than it does. I don't know why it's more difficult on paper to win than the FA Cup. Yet the FA Cup comes with essentially the same reward. Both of them come with minimal financial compensation for winning it. But the Carabao Cup comes with more complications to the schedule for the big teams. What's your thoughts?
Listen, I got to be honest with you. There wasn't very long ago. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, where there was a clamour to remove the Carabao Cup from the schedule because there were too many games. But I've noticed in the last couple of years, more of the big clubs now are taking it more seriously, and it is a trophy. After all, it's a trophy. You know, when I was growing up, it was the League Cup, the Rumbelows Cup. We've had all the different
Worthington, Coca-Cola,
the Worthington Cup, the Coca-Cola Cup. Yeah, we've had loads of different sponsors, but I think it's part and parcel of the makeup of the Premier League. Sorry, of British football, should I say? And I think the bigger problem is the greed of FIFA and UEFA in extending their competitions, thus disrupting and potentially damaging the homegrown competitions, which are crucial to the lower league clubs. So I was pleased to see Doncaster play last night, and we all love it, don't we? We all love it when you turn on, if your team's not playing and you're going to watch whether it's the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and you see the minnow playing the big team, hoping on hope that somehow they pull off some shock. Like the Grimsby game, everyone was talking about that for days. That's the sort of stuff we love. And Grimsby are at home. In fact, we had a super chat there. I don't know if he's from. Is it from a Brentford supporter there, Sean? Bantry? Oh no, it's not.
Bantry Coys.
Yeah, no.
Up to you, Bantry. He says it would be good to see Brentford winning Saturday and then easily beating Grimsby in the cup. Be nice. I mean, would it be? Why would it be nice?
I'm not quite sure.
I prefer Grimsby to win, if I'm entirely honest, Bantry. But
I like Grimsby to win. I mean, no disrespect to Brentford, but as I'm just saying, I quite like to see the minnows. I love the Wrexham story of what Reynolds and co have done, taking a non-league team that, at a club that was the heart and soul of a community that's been ripped apart, falling to pieces. Build a new stand, build more, the whole camaraderie there. We'll get on to that afterwards, but that draw, Wrexham versus Cardiff. Is it Wrexham Cardiff? No, Wrexham.
No, Wrexham against. It's Wrexham against.
Was it Swansea? No, can't remember now.
Who is it? Wrexham against. What are we doing here? It's definitely another.
It's another Welsh team. I thought it was maybe Swansea. Maybe
they've got. Hang on.
Been down in the valley.
Wrexham will have.
Yeah, Cardiff got beaten.
Someone
must be Swansea. Must be Swansea. And there's another super chat there from Dean Law. I followed the law and law won. Dean Law.
In a second, it is. Do you know what? I can't be bothered. We'll talk about it in a second. We'll get the drop in a second.
Yeah.
Big up to you, Houdini. He has started the super sticker train. And with that, big up to you, my man. Appreciate you, Houdini. Hope you're okay, mate. Always here supporting. Thank you very much for your super chat as well, Bantry Coys. Mate, let's talk a little bit. Let's get through these games fairly quick. So we're on a lot to talk about, a lot to do the predictions and stuff as well. So let's give a couple of minutes to each. It's Cardiff, is it? There you go.
Cardiff, Wrexham. Okay.
Cardiff
That's right. Cardiff beat Wolves, didn't they? And Cardiff beat Burnley, I think maybe it was. Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's talk very briefly about all these games then. So Tottenham versus Doncaster. We'll start there, mate. Look, for me, comfortable night. Wasn't pretty though. There was moments of awkwardness. Their striker had a chance early doors. He had another chance late on in the second half. Towards the end of the first half, I think it was. Kinski makes a great save. Doncaster weren't without a couple of good chances in that game, and I thought that Tottenham were fairly sloppy and a little bit, just uncoordinated and disinterested. Took it, rested on their laurels a little bit. Took it all for granted. Took it a little bit too easy. I wasn't impressed, but look, 3-0, comfortable. For me, the highlight of the evening was Archie Gray. I thought he was very good. And I thought it was nice to see that Luca Williams-Barnett come on, and he didn't look like he was fearful at all of the big occasion.
No, I can't disagree. For me, my man of the match was Paulinho. He looked head and shoulders for me above everybody else. Like he seemed to be in control, the experience. Archie Gray had a very good evening. As you say, Lucas Williams-Barnett, the standing ovation he got when he came onto the pitch, and he just picked up the ball and drove at players. And there was a lovely moment about 4 or 5 minutes after he came on, where he did that lovely sweep move at the outside of his foot passed the ball to Odegaard, and Brennan Johnson, as usual, was offside. Otherwise, that would have been a goal. He did very, very well. Brennan Johnson, for me, he crossed the ball a couple of times, but there's so many moments in the game. I know he scored in the 94th minute, but there's so many moments in that game. I've got videos of him just standing around, just literally standing, not moving, not running, not shouting, not doing anything. And it's so frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
And then we got Matthias Tell. I'm really not sure what we can say about him at the moment. To say he's devoid of confidence would be an understatement. 2 fresh air shots, making the wrong runs at the wrong time, not judging flights of balls. It was shambolic, honestly. And this is Doncaster. This is him doing it against Doncaster. He's going to need a lot of work. Odegaard, he had flashes, he had moments. Simmons wasn't great. Listen, we got the job done. Spurs won. Doncaster, the 3-0 scoreline flattered us because Doncaster had 2 or 3 chances. And as you say, that save from Kinski was absolutely superb. But can I ask you a quick question, Sean?
Sure.
You feel more comfortable with Kinski in goal when the ball's at his feet than you do with Vicario?
I don't really feel comfortable with either of them, Johnny, if I'm entirely honest. I'm not. I know if it's an either or, who would I pick in a big game? I'd probably pick Vicario, but I don't really feel that great about either of them.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think Kinski's got a lot of. I think he's got a lot of potential. Bearing in mind he's 21 and Kinski's Vicario's 28, 29.
Yeah, it was a great save last night. He didn't do anything wrong. So,
I think he's better with his feet, personally.
Definitely better with his feet.
It would be reminiscent of us not to mention the fantastic overhead kick and yet another goal from Paulinho. I mean, honestly, the guy who's come here, all the people who have said he's too old, the ship sailed. He's 30. He's not 36. I mean...
Yeah, he's a great player. He's what we're calling out for so long. I love the guy, and I'm happy if Tottenham do go and make his signing permanent in January, then I believe it opens up another loan spot, which we're currently maxed out with. So I believe that then you might see Tottenham going and trying to get a loan deal maybe for the rest of the season with someone that we've been going after maybe in the summer, like a Lookman, like a Sabine, or whoever, and then figure that stuff out later. So it'll be interesting because I was sitting there reading all these articles saying that Tottenham are definitely going to make it permanent and might make it permanent in January and pay Bayern Munich the 25 million quid or whatever that we owe them on the option. And my initial thought was like, why would you do that like in January when you can do it in June? Like, why are we doing that? It didn't until someone said that the loan space, the spot on the squad could be then reused or whatever. So, and I don't know if that's true. I haven't verified it, but that gives it a little bit more sense, I guess.
Price is cheaper, Sean, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, January sales, right? We shall see. Yeah, but so listen, Tottenham get through, and in the next round, they drew against Newcastle, and we'll talk about them now, mate. Newcastle were at home to Bradford. I saw the highlights of the game, and I haven't read any reports though, so I can't give you too much insight. I don't know if you've seen it in more detail, but from what I saw, Newcastle looked really, really strong and looked very comfortable. 5-1. Was it 5-1 winners? I think they came 4-1 winners. Goals for Joe Linton again in the 17th and the 75th minute, and then the guy that you've been talking about quite a lot in the summer, the Swedish fella Asula, gets a couple of goals as well. So
yeah, I really like him. He's a Danish boy. Really, really
Danish, is he? Yeah, Danish.
Yeah, Danish boy. Really, I think he reminds me, funny enough, I know he's not Isak, but he sort of reminds me of Isak. I'm not sure why they were so desperate to have another striker when they got such talent as him. But again, it's the age thing. Too much too soon, potentially. What was fantastic last night was Andy Cook. I don't know if you saw Andy Cook's goal. Former Geordie, had terrible injuries. picked up the ball and absolutely leashed a fantastic shot for the goal.
Cracker.
But you see the two Brazilians there; they link so well.
Hey, Joel Linton is. I'll be honest. I see Foxy in there in the chat, and one or two other Geordies I think are there. So big up to you lot. There's something about Joel Linton. Like I can't. I love the player. I think he's a brilliant player. I don't know the person, obviously, but he does have he throws his weight around, and he's a big unit, and he doesn't mind elbowing people and getting stuck in. I saw a couple of little jabs again last night. He's a bit of a bully on the pitch. And listen, nothing wrong with it because he gets away with it time and time and time again. Like he doesn't get called up or blown. Like maybe the referees are scared that they'll be on the receiving end of something if they pull out the wrong color card. But he is he's a phenomenal player, isn't he? Really strong player.
When you look at the fact Steve Bruce bought him as a striker and it just was not happening for him. I think it was about 35 million they spent on him. He was playing up front, hustle, bustle, he's brute force, but it just wasn't happening. And then had it, Steve Bruce. He ended up putting him in the middle of the park, and the rest is history. He's looked absolutely fantastic. And when you put him in with Guimaraes, the two of them, they link so well together. They've got a real great understanding. I've got to tell you, I think this is a very, very good Newcastle team. They had Anthony Gordon on one side, they had Elanga on the other side, and they're playing with Osula through the middle. They brought on Walter later on, saving him. But obviously at the back, they're a little bit suspect. I think they probably need some more work at the back, but they're going to be a difficult team to beat this season.
Nightmare draw for us, mate, going up there, isn't it?
Oh, it's honestly, I wouldn't fancy them. I fancy Newcastle could easily be top 5 this season if they can balance Champions League and the league. Obviously, it's not the easy balance to make, but it's a fantastic game. The other game, Port Vale versus Arsenal. Again,
Eze scores his first goal for the club. Nice goal. Pretty succinct. Pretty.
But nice goal. But let's be honest, the game was still in the bag to the 86th minute with Trossard scoring, and they had their chances. Port Vale, like, why didn't they not take the handbrake off? If you can't open up against a team like Port Vale, when are you going to open up? I mean, who is he saving himself for? It's hard to understand. I mean, he played with Mourinho, Saka, Martinelli, Norgard, Nwaneri, Eze, Mascara, Skelly, Saliba, and Ben White. I mean, that is the strength in depth that Arsenal have. It's actually quite frightening, Sean.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at the teams in front of me now. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the bench. The bench was Trossard, Gyökeres, Rice, Zubimendi, Dauman, Timber, Gabriel, and Raya.
And Calafiori, yeah.
Calafiori, yeah, sorry, yeah. So
unbelievable. They've got an unbelievable squad, haven't they? They really have. But they need to listen. They're getting it done at the moment. They're still in touch, but they are, like I say, in the league 5 points behind. There's no reason why they can't go on and win the Carabao Cup. There's no reason why they can't do bits in the Champions League. But I think at some point, if you want to be successful, you have to throw caution to the wind a little bit. You have to take advantage when, I don't know, strike while the iron's hot or whatever you want to call it, right? And if you get yourself against Port Vale away, a lot of those players obviously playing for more minutes, in the, if they're trying to get into the team. Mikel Merino being played in the 9 again, or in the sort of false 9 or whatever. Martinelli, Nwaneri, and Lewis Skelly, all of these guys trying to sort of make a claim. But yeah, it does feel like they're playing with the handbrakes on, doesn't it, Johnny? And I can't really understand it.
I don't understand it. Huge game this weekend. One thing's for sure, I think Newcastle and Eddie Howe will come for Arsenal. We'll go on to Arsenal in a bit in signing the new contracts. Big news for Arsenal on that front. But look, they got the job done. Maybe preserving themselves for later on in the season to make sure they last throughout the season without the injuries. But I'm not so sure. The other game was Huddersfield, Manchester City.
Just quickly, Johnny, before we get to that, just quickly, the chat's having a debate about whether or not we got a man here, Geek Jinx, big up to you. I didn't realise you were Norwegian, my man. And he works in football, and someone else is saying there's a conspiracy that Tottenham play Wolves on a late Saturday night and have to go to Bodo on Tuesday, and that Bodo won't have played since last Saturday because there's no game for them this weekend. Similar things happened last season, Johnny. Similar things happened last season when we went over to there, and there's a conspiracy that the Norwegian Football Federation is rescheduling things. But Geek Jinx is.
Look, can I just say? Let me tell you something. If they are helping them out, good luck to them. Because I'm not being funny. Spurs themselves should have objected when Sky said we want to make you 8 o'clock on the Saturday. Someone within the Spurs community or Spurs hierarchy would have said, well, sorry, no, we need to swap the game. We've got a very important game against Bodo on the Tuesday. You're meant to be helping the league, not, handicapping it. We've got a game against the Wolves team that we struggle with. I mean, we have struggled. They're our bogey team. I don't remember the last time we beat them. And then we're going to play Bodo. And we know Bodo, even if it's raining, there'll still be water in the pitch. When Sean and I were over there for the semi-final, it was absolutely howling down, right? Yeah. And still, they were piling tons and tons of water onto that pitch.
Is that like, I don't know, try to think of an analogy, right? But because it's a plastic pitch, is it just necessary to put the water on?
No, for me, it's like, why don't I go and have a shower? I'm standing in the rain. Why don't I go and have a shower in the rain? I mean, it was just... It just made no sense. It made no sense. The ball bounces off that pitch, just to let you know that even if it isn't raining and the ball bounces off that pitch, with the water, it adds an extra dimension to it. And what they do very cleverly is when you're out. So when all the Spurs players were practicing on the pitch, there was no watering of the pitch. The watering of the pitch came about when they went off to go and get properly changed. So maybe it's oily water. Who knows?
The wrong sort of water, exactly that. Maybe it's baby oil or something in there.
So we have an affection for Bodo, Sean and I, and I hope we do win. It won't be an easy game because I said they'll be fit and firing because they've come through their season now. But I would really like to see them qualify and get through to the next round, and wouldn't mind actually meeting them in the knockout stages where I can make sure I get a ticket for that one. But there's not.
I met a man last night at the stadium who we actually met out in Bodo. And he said, I said, you got enough tickets? You got enough points to get out there? And he said, no, I haven't, but we've still managed to get 7 tickets for him and his mates or whatever from people that they know, all the usual. Any chance you might and he's like, it's a bit late now, isn't it? I was like, well, no harm, no foul in asking. He's like, I might be able to get you one, Sean. I might be able to get you one. So there's a chance, Johnny, I might still be able to get out there, mate. And if I can find 2, Johnny, should I be also throwing one your way? Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, never, I'll be there. I'll be there. Get on that plane. Let's get on that plane. The other result was Huddersfield 0, Man City 2. Phil Foden with a beautiful goal. And Savinho. Interesting.
Cup tied.
Is it?
He's now cup tied again.
He's now cup tied. So, let's see. I mean, look, I can't see Savinho leaving. He's going to try and give him game time. But the way some of their, when Mamouchi's fit and Doku's firing like he is, and Phil Foden's coming back, I think Savinho's not going to get a lot of game time other than in the cups. But we shall see. We shall see. So let's have a look at the draw, Sean.
Yeah, and then we'll move across to Nottingham Forest. You see the Europa League games last night?
I didn't, but my guy who I've been going on about for a long time scored a couple.
I knew you were going to mention that.
Yeah.
The first one was a tap-in. The second one, though, was an absolute, a wonderful header. A really, really good. And listen, Forest looked really good, to be honest. Forest looked really good. Anyway, let's get the draw up, shall we? For there's actually fury. Apparently, people on Twitter are saying that the draw was rigged. Is the draw here? Where's the draw? Is it on my... here we go. Yeah, perfect. Perfecto. Ben wants... In fact, before we get to that, guys, give me 2 seconds to get a couple of super chiddly chit-chats and super stickers out the way. Blake L, super sticker. Choo-choo to you, Blakey. I hope you're okay, my man. Appreciate you very much, as always, coming from lightest America. Not darkest Peru. In fact, is our man travelling today? Is it today he's travelling back?
I don't know. He's coming back. He's coming back to, is it Margate?
Margate, no. Yeah.
Margate.
Okay. Appreciate you, Blake, very much, mate. Thank you very much, and choo-choo to you. And Spurs OC, been asking him every time he puts in a super sticker, been asking him exactly whether he is the OC in Orange County, and he is. Love the show, Sean and Johnny. Watching from Orange County. Yeah. California. What a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah,
beautiful part of the world. Must be early over there for you. Must be breakfast time with the Football Inc. lads.
Breakfast with Jonny and Sean. Huh?
Love that. Get yourself some orange juice from Orange County. Love that. Thank you very much indeed, Spurs OC. And are you the man, by the way, you haven't got to put another super chat to answer this, but are you the man who's reached out to me, who's also got a Spurs OC or Spurs OOC or something on Twitter talking about Discord? If so, then just let me know. You haven't got to put in a super chat to answer, but let me know. Appreciate you very much indeed. Right, Johnny boy.
Stuart Reed in the chat says Mamouche sounds like something Del Boy would say.
Bonnet Mamouche, Rodders. Bonnet Mamouche. Oh, no, that's not him. It's not him. But there's a guy out there with the name Spurs S and then OC, just like yours, but just with an extra S.
Different.
I thought that was you. Appreciate you very much.
What are we doing? Are we going to Europe? Are we going to do?
We're going to do the Carabao Cup draw first. I'm just getting it up on the screen now because I want to show you this. This is first of all. I'll show you the draw in a second. I'll show you the draw. This is the draw. Can you see it on the screen? You can't see it yet, can you? There's always an extra step that I forget to bring up. Here you go. And so we've got Arsenal versus Brighton. Not a bad draw for Arsenal, but I mean, it's easier draws out there, but a home tie, you'll always take a home
tie again.
Although Brighton have got a bit of form, I think, over the last few years at the Emirates. There's a chance that they might get a draw and then take it to pens, something like that. Grimsby, Brentford, mate. Grimsby might fancy their chances there.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Then you've got Swansea against Manchester City. I sense that's going to be difficult for Swansea. Is that Gareth Bale's new team? Oh, no, Gareth Bale owns Cardiff, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's Cardiff. Oh, they got an investment. I know he owns it, but that's going to be a massive one down in Wrexham. They're bound to show that on TV. Got to be.
100%, yeah. Wrexham, Cardiff. There's actually, I'm going to get to the bottom of this and I'm going to fly up a little bit to show you some tweets. People are saying it was fixed because apparently the people that were pulling the numbers out of the hat were looking into the draw. Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Another interesting game, that one, mate. If it was the other way round, I would say there's a good chance for Crystal Palace, but at Anfield,
those two keep playing each other.
They do, don't they? they draw against each other.
Yeah, they're playing at the weekend. Yeah.
Was it the FA Cup final as well?
Yeah.
And it was and the Charity Shield.
Charity Shield.
Shield. Who did Palace beat in the cup final?
Was it Man City?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah. Wolves versus Chelsea. Bit of a banana skin there for Chelsea. Chelsea fans not happy at the moment with Maresca, Johnny. Chelsea fans not happy at the moment, mate. They're calling for him out, which I think is a massive, massive overreaction. But I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans saying, I don't trust this geezer. Get him out before the season's cooked.
What's he meant to do with 97 players? Seriously. I mean, like, he can't even remember. Who are you? Okay, yeah. I've been out the back block. Yeah. You play for what position do you play? Plus he's got another 30 odd at Strasbourg.
And three more waiting for Amazon delivery.
Yeah, Tom Foley. Hi, Maresca. He said, nice to speak to you. Just to let you know, I've got another 8 lined up for January. Yeah, it's like madness. It's madness. 100%. First world problems.
And then Wickham, Fulham, bit of a boring one. Chance of Wickham there as well, though, to be entirely honest. I don't think Fulham away from home
All the draws, Sean, of all the draws,
Yeah.
I said the only one I don't want is Newcastle away or Arsenal away.
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't even mind about Man City away because we have a good record. I suppose Liverpool would have been amongst that as well.
And Chelsea. You want a home draw. If you can get a home draw, you've got a chance. Away from home is always difficult, but to get Newcastle away, probably the third or fourth worst tie you could get.
Logan, who's in the chat, said he lives in Lincoln and went to the game v Chelsea. And he said they were very lucky to walk away with a win. I think, Logan, what was going on is they were loading balls into the box. You know, long ball. They played AKA Wimbledon, for those who remember Wimbledon football. And they just couldn't hack it, couldn't cope with it. But they managed to get out. But then this conspiracy, they were looking at the balls, right, Sean?
Well, that's what Tottenham fans are saying. Rigged. The guy looked at the balls before picking. They're talking, of course, about Michael Brown.
Yeah,
and Jamie Redknapp, both of them ex-Tottenham players.
Well, one who can't stand Spurs and is bitter and twisted.
Yeah. It's a little bit. I mean, listen, I don't know. It is what it is. You're not going to prove that in a court of law, are you? There's no point. So, but interesting draw, my man. Now let's take a little look-see at the Europa League. Let me get it up on the screen. Bear with me 1 second. Why is my screen frozen? The screen is frozen. Why is it frozen? Weird. Give me 2 secs. Europa League. Here we go. Share this tab instead. But yeah, mate, listen, Nottingham Forest were very, I thought they were very impressive yesterday. It was only a late goal that equalised it from...
I never got a chance to. Obviously, I was at the game, so I couldn't watch it. But listening to the commentators and the reports, Forest could have been, 4 or 5-1 up at half time. They were that good in the first half.
Yeah.
But with Ange Ball, the thing is, you work your socks off, but you have to decimate them in that 30 minutes or whatever because you tire. It's very hard to sustain, the workload and the work ethic. But I put my one to watch this season of all the teams as Igor Jesus, of all the signings of the summer, and I'll stand by it. Obviously, Osula as well at Newcastle was another one I really liked the look of, but they pulled out a draw. Your team, Roma, managed to get one win, didn't they, Sean?
Yep. Away at Nice. Nice result. My man, Evan and Dicker, centre back. Tottenham Hotspur should be looking at him. We're looking for a left-footed centre back. Evan and Dicker. I think he's actually right-footed, but he's actually probably ambipedal, if that's the phrase. But he plays off the left, and he scored an absolute, a lovely little goal. And then a couple of minutes later, Gianluca Mancini as well. My man Mancini, is he part of the Mancini? Is he part of the Man City Mancini link?
I'm not sure. Tell me something. Just to ask any Forest fans who are listening, if you could let us know, or if you're watching later, to let us know in the chat. There was rumours that Nikola Milenkovic was limping off with a potential injury. Hopefully it's not a hammy. But Douglas Luiz went off at half-time with a suspected hammy. So Is it early doors? And are we already in hamstring territory?
It says it. Ange Postecoglou spoke to TNT Sports saying it was just cramped with Big Nicola. The defender is not expected to miss upcoming fixtures. Trying to see if there's anything here regarding Dougie Luiz.
He went off at half time.
Let's have a look. Douglas Luiz. Hammy. Here we go. Are you still seeing that on the screen, by the way?
Yep.
Ange Postecoglou was coming for questioning for deciding to substitute Dougie Luiz off at half time. Luiz claimed the assist for Jesus' second goal was replaced by forward Delane Bakwa. He's pulled the hamstring. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Confirmed. He's done his hammy, mate. Listen, I am not responsible for injuries. We don't even train anymore.
We rest ourselves. We only play football. I sit in my office and I drink coffee and tea. I don't get involved.
How many hammies does it take to realise this man is cursed?
Let me tell you, he's signed plenty of players. I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities to get it. Celtic, poor performance, really, not managing to win away from home. They are really struggling under Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah. Some good games tonight, though, mate. Some good games tonight.
What have we got tonight?
We've got get back on the screen again. Hang on a second. Share this up.
Love this name. This is one of my favourite football club names. Go Ahead Eagles.
Yeah. It's a good name, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got Go Ahead Eagles against FSCB, isn't that Steaua Bucharest, the old Romanian club, Steaua Bucharest. You've got LOSC that's Olympic Lyonnais, isn't it?
Yeah. You got Villa versus Bologna.
No, it's Lille. Sorry, not Olympic Lyonnais. It's Lille.
Okay.
What have I just done? Lost my. Here we go. What's going on here? How have I lost that?
What we've got Villa versus Bologna, which will be an interesting game. A game that really Emery needs to win, and they need to start scoring goals. Pat Cash's goal. So Pat Cash.
Matty Cash.
Matty Cash's goal against Sunderland was a bit of a freak. The goalkeeper should have done a lot better. You've got other ones that stand out. Rangers versus Genk. Russell Martin, I'm telling you, if he doesn't get a result at home against Genk, another Belgium team, he's going to be in serious trouble. I don't know how he's still hanging on to his job.
Do you know you can get really good price on Genk to win tonight? I think you can get 5-2, which is not bad considering how poor Rangers are. Rangers are like odds-on favourites, and Genk are not a bad team, mate. The Belgian teams are good teams, you know?
And most importantly, Sean, though, your team is playing tonight in La Liga against Osasuna away, Elche.
Ooh, my club.
Your club.
What happens if you win?
Well, I think you'd be going quite a way up the table. Last night's game, it was a fantastic game between Athletic Madrid and Rayo Vallecano with our guy, who I love, one of my favourite players. I can't believe Man City's sold him. Alvarez, he scored a hat-trick last night in their 3-2 win. Late goal. Really exciting game. 3 goals in the last 8 minutes, I think. Excuse me 1 second. I'm just quickly going to get a handkerchief. Excuse me 1 sec.
No worries. Yeah, Alvarez scored in the 80th, the 88th, and then there was also a goal in the 77th to go 2-1 up, and then 2-2, and then 3-2 Madrid. Must have been a great finish. Julian Alvarez, wouldn't you like it? And most clubs would love him, wouldn't they? Most teams would absolutely love him. But my club, Elche, are 100% chances here. They've got to play Oviedo, haven't they? Oviedo, who are down in 18th. If we go and beat these boys, we go to 4th, Johnny. We go to 4th, my man, above your club, Athletic Club, the Bilbao.
Athletic. Yeah, listen, we're all right. We're all right. We've lost a couple. We're a bit topsy-turvy at the moment. But you know, things could be worse. Things could be worse. I'll be interested to see. I think it's going to be a really good title this season between Atletico and Barca. I think they've got some good recruitment, both teams. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. Should we go to the points for the
buddy. Yeah, buddy, because I need to see. I think I'm going to extend my lead. I might extend my lead. It's just tough. It's tough at the top. It really is.
Early doors.
So let me get the Premier League results back up, shall we? Let's have a look. See.
We'll be doing tomorrow. So if anyone is around tomorrow, I'd like to put their Sams forward to do the score predictions for the chat. Please come forward. You would be doing a lot better if it wasn't for the week before last. His selection,
Nikos.
Nikos.
Either way, lads. Either way, guys. It's difficult when you're up against this champion. You know, this is what I do. This is what I don't know what you want from me. You know, I'm just going to get further and further. I don't know. I actually haven't even checked the results, so I might end up getting less points here than you lot. But anyway, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to play the predictions.
Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws.
All right, so the first game of the weekend was Liverpool against Everton. That game, Johnny, I think we spoke about it, so we won't go into too much detail, but it finished 2-1. And I said it was going to be 2-1.
So did I.
Get 3 points. You also said it was going to be 2-1, so you get 3 points. The chat, I forget, was it Geek Jinx? I forget who it was who played on behalf of the chat last week. They said it was 1-1, so they get 0 points. Now, I said Mo Salah was my pick of the week. Did he score in that game? Do you know? Do you remember?
I will tell you. I think he got I don't know if he got an assist. I think he might have got an assist. Trying to remember now. I shall look for you. I think he got an assist. I shall tell you.
Yeah,
Liverpool, Everton.
He got an assist, yeah.
He got an assist, yeah.
Damn it.
1 assist.
So that's 1 extra point for yours truly. Let's move on to the next game. Burnley versus Forest. I said 2-1 Burnley. You said 1-0 Burnley. And the chat said 2-1 Burnley. What was the score?
It was a draw, mate.
Oh, 0 points all across.
It was a draw. It was 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 indeed. So 0 point across the park here. Let's get that back up. So 0-0. Next game was Brighton versus Tottenham. I said 2-2.
Did you? Did you say 2-2? Okay.
2-2. You said 2-1 Tottenham. So 0 point. And the chat said 2-1 Brighton. So 0 point. Next up was West Ham Crystal Palace. I went for 1-0 Palace. You went for 1-1. And the chat went for 2-1 Palace. What are we doing here? What's the score there?
2-1 Palace. So chat got 3 points.
3 points to the chat. Well done, the chat. Big up to the chat.
Yeah. I didn't get any points.
Nothing, and I got 1 point for predicting a Palace win. Wolves against Leeds. I think all of us fucked up here because Leeds absolutely smashed them 3-1 and we all went for home wins. So we'll quickly move on. 0-0. Next one is Manchester United Chelsea. I said 2-1 Chelsea. You said 3-1 Chelsea. And the chat said 2-0 Chelsea. So we all
lost.
Donut that one. Donuts for all of us. Fulham versus Brentford.
I had this one. I had the result, not the score.
What was the score?
3-1 Fulham.
3-1 to Fulham. I went for a draw. You went for a 1-0 victory, and the chat went for Brentford. So 0 point, 1 point to you, and 0 point to the chat. Sunderland versus Aston Villa, Johnny. I said 2-1 Sunderland. You said 2-1 Sunderland, and the chat went for a draw. It was a draw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a draw. So they get 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point each.
1-1.
0-0, and 1 point to the chat. Chat's doing all right, you know. Chat's doing okay. Bournemouth, Newcastle. I said 2-1. You said 2-1 to Bournemouth, and the chat went for 2-1 to Newcastle. In the end, it was a boring 0-0.
I don't know how that was 0-0. Yeah.
You don't often get 0-0s, do you?
Not well. I didn't think that game would be 0-0 personally. I thought they'd come and try and defend as they had a late game in the Champions League, but. Yeah, I think Bournemouth would be disappointed with that score. And last but not least, Arsenal, handbrake Arsenal versus Manchester City. I think I had a draw, didn't I?
Yeah, you had 2-2, and then the chat had 3-1 Arsenal. I had 3-2 Arsenal. So 1 point for me, 0 point for you, and 1 point for the chat. And then the last bit before we tally up the scores, mate. Scores on the doors. I had Salah, which got 1 assist. You went for Evan Nilsson, so you get nothing because it was 0-0. And the chat went for Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish didn't do anything.
I don't think he did anything. I don't think he did anything. I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he did. I would say I'm sure. No, I know Idris Gueye scored, and I think it was a cracker.
That's right.
No, and Dye got the assist. Yeah.
So on the basis of that, the week's tallies are Johnny Boy, you got 4 points. Bit of a stinker.
4?
Yeah, you got a point. You got 1 point for Fulham.
No, hang on, it can't be right. I've got 1 exactly right.
Yeah, you got 3 points for Liverpool, Everton.
And then 2 results, but without the score.
What was the result you got?
I don't know which ones you've done, mate.
You didn't get Sunderland. I gave you the point for Fulham. You didn't get Chelsea. You didn't get Wolves, Leeds. You didn't get West Ham, Palace. You didn't get Brighton, Tottenham.
Got Fulham, Brentford.
Burnley, Forest. What was that score?
I got Fulham, Brentford.
Yeah, I gave you a point for that. What was the Burnley Forest game?
Burnley Forest. No, I didn't get that one.
Yeah, so I don't think you got anything more. That's it.
I got Arsenal, Man City.
No, you went for 2-2.
Yeah, but it's still a point.
Of course it is. Sorry, my bad. Sorry,
Thank you, Harish. Keep on track, mate. He's no wonder he's winning.
I'm not. I gave myself and the chat a point there because we predicted Arsenal to win. They didn't, so I've actually got a. Sorry, my bad. I wasn't. Well, for some reason, I just screwed up there.
Thank you, chat.
The chat. Look at the chat coming into your defence. On the basis of that, the points tally is that the chat finished bottom. So the chat, you screwed yourself there. I was trying to give you an extra point, you donuts. The chat comes out with 4 points. Johnny comes out with 5 points. And Butler comes out with 8 points. 2 correct
predictions. Early doors, mate. The early doors, mate.
Listen, well, mate, it's starting to get a little bit tricky for you because the chat in total now has 27 points. You, my man, have 36 points in second place, but Butler is right out in front on 45 points.
All it needs.
What are we doing? What are we doing? This isn't even fair.
All we need is when you pick your player, right, they have a good game, score 2 points, 2 goals, and an assist or something like that, and you're back in it, mate.
Reece got 15 points.
Reece Jagger got 15 points. Well done, Reece.
You got 15 points this weekend.
Fantastic, mate.
Nice. Well done, mate.
I've got a story here we've got to do before we go. Blackburn versus Ipswich is to be replayed, Sean, despite the hosts leading 10-man visitors Ipswich in the 80th minute before it was abandoned.
What?
You heard. Blackburn must replay championship game with Ipswich after the match was called off due to a waterlogged pitch in the 80th minute at Ewood Park on Saturday, with Rovers leading 1-0 and the visitors reduced to 10 men after Jacob Reeves' red card. The Blackburn-Ipswich game will be replayed in full after Saturday's championship match was due to heavy rain. Ipswich had been reduced to 10 men due to Jacob Reeves' red card when referee Steve Martin temporarily suspended the match due to heavy rain, with 10 minutes of normal time remaining. After a short delay, it was called off.
Is the player that got sent off still going to be...
I was going to say, right. After a short delay, it was called off altogether due to the state of the pitch. Both clubs were consulted over their views ahead of the EFL's decision, with Blackburn boss Valerian Ismail saying his side had the right to want and deserve the 3 points, with only 10 minutes to go at home with them down to 10 men. Ismail also went on to dispute that he was consulted over the abandonment at the time. After submissions were received by both camps on Wednesday, the EFL has now decided that the entire fixture must be replayed in full. I mean, hang on. Blackburn have since said they are very, very disappointed with the league's body's decision and have said they are considering all options, including an appeal against the move. The EFL could have decided Saturday's game counted as a completed match or started the rearranged game in the 80th minute. The same time the original fixture was called off. Blackburn wrote,
the game in the 80th minute, so everyone's got to get together for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but hang on. But why should the game be replayed in its full? It shouldn't be.
I think CC's got a point here. Didn't they used to have a rule that if there was only 15 minutes or less left, it was considered a full fixture? I'm sure that used to be the rule. I think you're right, CC.
Listen, in the 70s, as Fiona says, that pitch would have been perfect in the 70s. Go and watch some of the games where they kick a ball and the ball was just...
What are you talking about? It's just a puddle.
Stuck in the mud. They'd come off. You couldn't even see them. Huh?
Do you remember the Nottingham Forest Tottenham, the FA Cup game? I remember this like a memory that vivid in my mind from about 96, something like that. And it was so snowy. It was like the game got called off. We were up in Nottingham Forest for an FA Cup game, and they played with an orange ball, but they couldn't even. They kept trying to brushing off the lines, brushing the snow away from the lines to see where the penalty area was, and that. And in the end, they gave it up. It's amazing how I don't recall too much from my life, Johnny, but what I do recall are little weird things like individual football games.
I think I remember seeing a Leeds game where it was covered in mud, and Leeds used to play white shirts, like really tight white shorts, like up here, right? White shirt. And I don't know if it was Billy Prem. He was rolling around in the mud. He was always on the ground. He come up, you couldn't even see him, right? He could have been Laurie Cunningham for all I knew, right? When he came off the pitch, I think we grew up with muddy pitches, and that's why when you look at some of the greats, how great they were at scoring goals, and now you see them on pristine pitches. I mean, I wonder what a Jimmy Greaves or some of the old players would have made of these pitches now. Jimmy Greaves would have had a field day. Go look at some of the games he's...
It's interesting when you have those conversations, right? Like, obviously, technology, sports nutrition, understanding of how to, train and get your body fit and all that stuff has moved on. If you had a Jimmy Greaves or a Georgie Best or a Maradona alive today, would they have been better than the Messis, the Maradonas,
pitches? I reckon.
Yeah,
I reckon. Yeah, I do. They were unbelievable. It was the close ball control. They had incredible ball control. I mean, before Jimmy Greaves got that really debilitating injury, which took a yard of his pace on, he used to go past players like you've never seen. Same with Maradona, and same with some of the greats, like Messi. But let us know, guys, what you think about this this ruling. Personally, I think we've only 10 minutes to go. It's an absolute disgrace, and Blackburn should have been awarded that, especially with 10 men down to only 10 men. News that Arsenal have managed to secure the signing a new contract of William Saliba, which is huge news for Arsenal. Lots of rumours, obviously, that he would be going to Real Madrid in the summer, but obviously he's not. He's not going to go there now.
Good deal. Good move. He's one of the best in the game,
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it looks like also, you got Saka on the new deal, him on a new deal.
Mary on a new deal.
I see Hugo Ekitike, numpty, one yellow card for punching the ball away, and then another yellow card for scoring a tap in and taking his shirt off and getting this a red card. He posted on Instagram, I was so excited last night to help the team achieve another victory here on our home for the first Carabao Cup match. The emotion got the better of me tonight. My apologies to all the Red family. Thank you to the fans who always support us, and to my teammates for securing this victory. I mean...
Can I ask you a question, Johnny?
Yeah.
Why is there a yellow card for taking your shirt off?
I don't know.
Like, it's a weird one. I understand, like...
The woman took it off, I can understand, right? During the game.
If I took it off, you give it straight red. Double donut. But I understand the yellow card for like jumping into the crowd, right? Because you might get in trouble, you might get hit, hurt, stabbed, all sorts of horrible things can happen. But just taking your shirt off and waving it around your head for a couple of seconds, like, it was one of the best celebrations. Now everyone's like, the default is the knee slide because it's the classiest celebration that doesn't get you in trouble. You know, I don't know. It's a weird one. Does anyone in the chat know? It's because of CR7. What? Because he's got too many 8-packs going on.
Yeah, it might be right, but I think it's ridiculous.
Stop players airing unvetted messages. Oh, okay, like vests with things. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, underneath they're going to rip off their top and have OK Jersey written on his chest.
Jordan, I sent you a thing today, mate. I messaged you on Twitter. I hope you saw it, buddy.
Well, I was going to say to you, Liverpool have got a serious problem, Sean. I'm banging about it. You know, we've spoken about it. If you've watched this channel long enough, you heard me like a stuck record going on about Liverpool's mistake getting rid of Quansah. We thought that they had basically covered it by signing the really talented centre-back Giovanni Leone. Obviously, hope to also get game.
18-year-old mate.
He's out for months, mate. He's out for months. They think he's done his ACL.
Madison injury, right?
Yeah, it's an ACL. He's out for the rest of the season. Okay, so basically, Liverpool now for the rest of the season, or at least till January, are playing with Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, and Konate. Have got to play every game, and if they don't, they're going to have to play Endo or Robertson as centre back. They got a problem, Sean. I don't know how they're going to get out of it. And one of the options they've already done, because now is a new rule that if you lose one of your players to injury, you can replace them in the Champions League squad. So Giovanni Leone has now been replaced with Federico Chiesa. See, I'm getting my pronunciations right.
Sorry, say that last sentence again.
They have now replaced Giovanni Leone now with Federico Chiesa.
Oh, in the UEFA the Champions League.
Yes, you can replace now one injured player from your main squad and the goalkeeper.
Doesn't really help them in that regard, though, does it? It might help them have another option at the top end.
It doesn't. But the one player that they are interested in as well is Jared Braithwaite. I mean, he must have been touted around. It must be 2 years now? 4 transfer windows. We've heard of Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, all going for Jared Braithwaite.
Yeah,
and still he's
on a new contract though, isn't he? Last in the summer.
Well, I mean, there's genuine interest according to the news. So we shall see. And Everton, Manchester United are also thought to be joining that.
How much would you pay for him?
He's going to be 80 mil.
Is he going to come and play 50% of minutes unless there's an injury to Van de Ven?
Well, at Man United, he's going to walk straight in, isn't he?
United, he'll walk straight in. I know. Sorry, I didn't know if you heard. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Liverpool.
Sorry. So I saw articles this morning saying Tottenham are also looking at him as well.
Yeah, Liverpool, Man United. While we're on Man United, Harry Kane to Manchester United could be a story to watch. According to Bild,
no chance.
I can't see it.
He's never going to go anywhere but Tottenham. If he comes back, he goes to Tottenham. He's not going to do that to Tottenham. He would ruin his reputation at Tottenham. He'd ruin his legacy.
Kobe Mainu, being held against his will, still wants to leave Manchester United. That's a sad story, that one.
You watch him fly when he goes. I don't think he's as good as everyone said he was. I think that it's similar to sort of like the Matisse Tell, Harrods Tupperware thing. If Man United create a youth team player breaks through, they think the world, like the sun shines out of his arse a little bit too much. Obviously, Amorim doesn't let him play. I think he's a very good player. I think he'll go on to have a great career. But I don't think he was as good as Man United fans initially thought or said he was. They propped him up on a pedestal. But if he does leave there, what sort of standard of football club do you think he goes to if he stays in the Prem?
Villa.
That's a great shout. That's a great shout. Or a Palace, maybe, or something. He's definitely like a 7th, 8th, 9th sort of place team. Like, he's not going to get into a team, probably not going to get into a top 6 team, but he could easily go to one of those teams in the kind of in that 7th down.
Greek Jinx says, great comment here. Kenny's going to Spain, Barcelona, or Tottenham, or the NFL. Now, we all know that
the NFL
is a massive, massive NFL fan. And he would be a brilliant kicker. So that's a great shout. That's a great shout.
You
could see him.
That's hilarious.
He could go as be a kicker at 36.
How much money do kickers get? I always wondered about this because, like, they have in NFL. I'm pretty sure, Johnny. I used to be very much into NFL. I know you are. So let me know if you looked into this. Does the guy who is the person who catches the ball and spikes it? Is that a specific position, or is that a guy that does that because he's like backup quarterback or third string quarterback or something?
It's just
and if his job is literally just to catch the ball and go like that for someone else to kick it, how much money does he get?
I don't know. Answers on a postcode. I'll have to ask my son that one. I'm not 100% sure. I got to be honest with you. I don't know that one.
Spiker. Now, what's the guy called? The catcher? Is it the catcher?
Yeah,
I'm going to grok it. You move on with the conversation. I'm going to quickly grok this.
You grok it. Also, Manchester United are closing in on the capture of Senegalese wonder kid Muhammad Dabo. That's by the African Foot. I suppose the African Foot is actually a football magazine, judging by the abbreviation, not some guy's random foot. Real Madrid still trying to get rid of Rodrigo goes. I think they're trying to have it. Rodrigo goes. No, he doesn't. Rodrigo goes. No, he doesn't. The whole transfer window, it was Rodrigo goes, but he doesn't. They're trying to swap him out.
Sorry, carry on.
They're trying to swap him out to PSG because they want Vitinha, the playmaker.
Yep. Vitinha's an amazing player. Amazing.
Yeah, very, very good player. A very good player. I think that's about all.
Just to update you.
Yeah.
So it's called a holder, right? The person who catches the ball and holds it for the kicker during a field goal or extra point attempt is called a holder. NFL holders don't have a specific salary for just holding duties, as they typically play another position like a punter or backup quarterback. Their pay depends on their primary role, experience, and contract. For the 22-23 seasons, punters serving as holders earned an average annual salary of $1.9 million per year. So if you're the backup,
I'm going to see you later. I'm going into the garden. I'm going to get the boys to toss me a few balls.
Hold, catch, hold, catch, hold. 1.9. Thank you very much. I'll do that all day long.
Thank you very much indeed. It's good doing the channel.
Yeah. Johnny, I've got to go, but I know you have too. We've got to round off, buddy.
Guys, before we go, please, guys, hit the subscribe button. I keep saying it every week. Loads of you watch the show. Really love the support. Fantastic. But please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you're listening on audio, please leave us a review. I think we've had 7 out of 5,000 of you and hundreds of you that listen on the audio platforms. But we couldn't do it without you. So thanks very much. Do you want to do the...
Yeah, I got super chats. A user, big up to you, my man. He says, miss you, Levy. I love you. Bring our Tottenham back. I love A user. He's on the wind up, but he's my kind of wind up merchant. Big up to you, A user. And he's come out with another one saying, Levy wins. Always, always Levy wins. Love that, mate.
Daniel, if you're free at the moment, I know you've got a few hours to kill. If you're ever free and you want to come on to the chat, your number one admirer, Sean, the Hitman Butler, would love to have you on here. We'll share the screen with you. We're going to get some We're going to get some guests on this show this season, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we've got Gary to come on soon. We'll get Gary on.
Yeah. 100%.
Paul Petty is saying, Sean, that would be a straight hot red, mate. I think that's talking about me taking my top off during the game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I wouldn't do that.
No bra required.
Yeah, I wear my shirt in the shower, so I haven't got to see myself in the mirror, if I'm entirely honest, you know.
It was quite funny. Can you see I keep fading? Right,
Yeah, what's
look.
going on with your thing? It's very weird.
It's the light. I think it's the light. I seen the light. Glory be the Lord.
Yeah, very good. Appreciate you all. Yeah, listen, Gary, we're going to reach out to you this week, mate, and try and find a time next week. Or next week. Obviously, now it's Thursday to get you on. Come back tomorrow, guys, and we will have the predictions for tomorrow. We're looking at the fantasy league team, and obviously whatever else is going on in the world of football. And there's always something, and that's what we're here to talk about. So, massive thank you to you all. Please smash the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and get onto the podcast. As Johnny just said, Johnny, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from him.
You had to think about that for a second, didn't you?
I did. Bye.